Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about a new archetype that's being introduced in Grand Creators, which is definitely quite an interesting set here. So let's just start with all of these cards and see what they actually are all about. So to begin, we have here Rite of Armory, a normal spell card. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. You cannot activate monster effects on the field the turn you activate this card except special summon monsters. If you control no brave tokens, special summon one brave token. Fairy Earth, level 4, attack 2000, defense 2000. Then if you do not control Journey of Destiny, you can place one Journey of Destiny from your deck face up in your spell and trap zone. Alright, so that's not too bad. It gets you to summon out some tokens, which is definitely a different change for a deck. To focus on this would be quite interesting because it would be unique, but it's not necessarily unheard of. But of course, there is the mystery revolving around Journey of Destiny, so we'll just get to that card and find out what it does. Very surprised that we're actually starting off here with a spell card, but let's move on to a monster card. We have Magicite Warrior of the Ruins, a level 4 fire warrior effect monster of 2300 attack and 1000 defense. You can only use the first and third effects of this card's name once per turn. While you control a brave token, you can special summon this card from your hand. So that's definitely very nice because it pairs well with the first card. Second effect, cannot attack while you control no brave tokens. Third effect, at the end of the battle phase, if your monster that specifically lists the token brave token in its text battled, you can set one trap that specifically lists the token brave token in its text directly from your deck to your spell and trap zone. Alright, not too bad of a card, I like that. Kind of already reminds me of the Mecha Phantom Beasts and how they operate as well with tokens. So moving on here, we have Wandering Griffin Rider, a level 7 winged beast effect monster of 2000 attack and 2800 defense, and the first and second effects can only be used once per turn. During the main phase, if you control no monsters or you control a brave token as a quick effect, you could special summon this card from your hand, again just pairing up so well. Second effect, when a card or effect is activated, if you control a brave token as a quick effect, you can shuffle this card into the deck, and if you do, negate the activation and destroy that card. So far that's actually very decent. All three of these cards have great synergy already. I love the fact that they also have just different names as well. It's not just all called the Brave Token archetype, but they are revolving around this so-called Brave Token. So to see this is definitely very unique in its own sense, and I'm already kind of liking how it's actually working out here. We already have a negate, we have two monsters that can easily special summon out to complement the spell card which summons out the token. Alright, so next up here we have Journey of Destiny, continuous spell card. You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn. First effect, during your main phase you can add to your hand one monster from your deck that specifically lists the token brave token in its text, then send one card from your hand to the graveyard. Okay, that's not bad at all. It's not necessarily the most amazing, but it still definitely sets you up. Second effect, if a monster is normal or special summon, you could add to your hand or equip to one brave token you control, one equip spell from your deck that specifically lists the brave token in its text. Okay, not bad, just generating more resources for you. Third effect, the first time a monster you control would be destroyed by battle while this card is equipped with an equip card, it is not destroyed. Okay, that's definitely not bad. I'm very surprised to see how this card actually operates. It's not the worst card. It generates resources like the equip spells, which again, that's also very unique as well, to include equip spells with a deck that focuses on a token. Very, very different for sure. So let's see what these equip spells actually do. Alright, so over here we have Noble Arms of the Light, Danielle, an equip spell card. Equip only to a monster you control. You can only use the third effect of this card's name once per turn. First effect, you can only control one Noble Arms of Light Danielle. Second effect, the equipped monster gains 500 attack for each monster with a different name you control that specifically lists the token brave token in its text. Third effect, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one brave token you control, equip this card to that monster you control. Okay, this is definitely very nice as well, not bad at all. It's a decent equip spell, something that could be only used specifically for brave tokens, so that is really nice as well, which allows it to have three effects, which I definitely do like. Though given you're only allowed to control one of these, you could see that it is going to be quite restrictive in some sort of sense. I can only see myself playing one copy at most if that's the case. Next up we have here Starlit Papillon, another equip spell card, equip only to a monster you control. You can only use the third effect of this card's name once per turn. You can only control one Starlit Papillon. Monsters your opponent controls loses 500 attack for each monster with a different name you control that specifically lists the token Brave token in its text. Third effect, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one Brave token monster you control, equip this card to that monster you control. Okay, so this is essentially just the opposite of the previous card, this time weakening your opponent's monsters, and seeing that again you're only allowed one, that's not too bad at all. It doesn't clog up the deck actually, so I kind of am liking that particular restriction. So next up here we have Draco back of the Dragon Steed, an equip spell card again, equip only to a monster you control. You can only use the second and third effects of this card's name once per turn. You can only control one of these. Second effect, while this card is equipped to a non-effect monster, you can target one card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. Third effect, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one Brave token you control, equip this card to that monster you control. Okay, definitely very interesting here. I'm already getting that idea that this deck is reminding me of spirals, specifically the Phantasm spirals. Definitely nice there, but also a bit of the Mecha Phantom Beast as well, focusing around a particular token. However, for a bit of diversity, we have here Zararam, the Dark Temple, a field spell this time. While you control a monster equipped with Noble Arms of Light Danielle, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during the battle phase. That's definitely a very powerful effect. Second effect, once per turn when your Brave token destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack. Also pretty decent. Third effect, once per turn if you activated this card's second effect previously this turn, you can add to your hand one field spell from your deck or graveyard that specifically lists the token Brave token in its text, except this card. So right off the bat, we already know that there's going to be more than one field spell, which is definitely a bit of a surprise to see there. A deck that utilizes more than one type of field spell kind of reminds me of the FAs, so already we're seeing a combination of FAs, Phantasm Spiral and Mecha Phantom Beast. However, for the next field spell we have the Woods of Lost Flowers. Your monsters equipped with Starlit Papillon are unaffected by any card or effect activated by your opponent. Nice protection there. Second effect, once per turn when your Brave token destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can draw one card. Third effect, once per turn if you activated this card's second effect previously this turn, you can add to your hand one field spell in your deck or graveyard that specifically lists the Brave token except the Woods of Lost Flowers. Definitely very nice, complements the previous field spell, and overall just makes the deck quite a bit versatile, giving it a bit of protection there, as the previous one also just prevents your opponents from doing things. There's a bit of a duality there as well, and this kind of contradictory effects between the two, or rather complementary effects between the two different field spells, also kind of remind me of the Dream Mirrors. However, next up here we have some trap cards. A normal trap, Thunder Discharge. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. If you control a Brave token, target one of your monsters equipped with an equip card that specifically lists the token Brave token in its text. Destroy as many monsters your opponent controls with equal or lower attack as possible, then you can equip one equip spell from your hand or graveyard that specifically lists the token Brave token in its text to an appropriate monster you control. Alright, so definitely really nice, allowing you to kind of manipulate the board by causing destruction or disruptions, at the same time also allowing you to re-equip your spell cards, or your equip spells in this case, allowing you to gain different benefits. And finally here we have another normal trap card, Resurrection Breath. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. If you control a Brave token, special summon up to 2 monsters with different names from your hand and or graveyard, but banish them if they leave the field. Then you can equip one equip spell from your hand or graveyard that specifically lists the token Brave token in its text to an appropriate monster you control. I like that, not a bad card at all, definitely allows you to generate more resources from your hand. Very nice there. Finally, we have here Hidden Armory, which is more so a reprint, allowing you to just add your equip spells from your deck to your hand. Overall, I do like this deck. It combines so many different archetypes and their aspects into it. We have the Mecha Phantom Beasts, we have the FAs, we have the Phantasm Spirals, and we even have a bit of the Dream Mirrors as well, all combined into this one deck here. And with Hidden Armory being a card and with Equip Spells being a focus, it could definitely be very interesting to see that we might be able to include Power Tool Dragon as well into this particular deck. I am definitely surprised to see that there's quite a lack of monsters available, but I guess since it's focusing around the Brave tokens, it would be different. This deck might be a deck that focuses more on monsters. Well, not monsters really, it focuses on one particular token with more spells being played in the deck revolving around it. So that could definitely be a nice change of pace for a deck to focus more on spell cards rather than just the monsters alone. But you know what, this is definitely something that's taken my interest, so definitely leave me your thoughts down below in the comments, and also drop a like, share, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed this video as well. It really does help. However, with that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you all next time.